Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are back on Forza Horizon 4. This week is an interesting one for multiple reasons. For the festival playlist we have the Buick GSX and the new hashtag Gumput, or quotation marks, Gumput, Apollo IE. Annoyingly, we have to do a cooperative race to win the Apollo IE, which is such a shame. I won this car by luck, let's just say that. You have to go on beat unbeatable driver tires with online friends to beat driver tires, right? And that's the only way you can win this car at the moment. Literally, we won the first race, we lost the second race, we was instantly close to lose the second race. We all went across the finish line, but a glitch happened right at the end of the finish line, and all the driver tires somehow didn't finish the finish line, didn't go across the finish line, or didn't register they went across the finish line. So we won. Just by that glitch, we won. But if it weren't for that, well, we would have lost and had to keep going and keep going, keep going, keep going. Yeah, I really detest these types of races. I mean, Turn 10 playground games, stop giving these kind of events. They're just not nice. All right, I don't want to rely on other people or online connectivity or have to put so much effort in to win a car in a game. You know, it takes a lot of stress and effort just to be able to get it. Anyway, without that, so we got the Apollo IE and the Buick GSX. Apart from that, the Forza one itself was actually quite easy, and the festival playlist was reasonably easy as well, so that was good. The Forza one shop-wise, no new cars here today, as per usual, but there's a Hoonigan RS200, which is actually not a bad car, but I wouldn't recommend buying it, because a Hoonigan car, you know, I don't like Hoonigan cars. But there is the Ferrari 250 GT Bernardetta Lusso. That is a beautiful car, that. I love that. Sounds alright. I say it's not a bad sounding car. It sounds okay. It could be better, but again, it sounds pretty much how it did in Horizon 3, so I can't really complain. So yeah, that's the rewards for this week. So let's go and check out the new ones, the two new ones of the week. Now I intend just to check out the new ones, like in the thumbnails, as you can put the two new cars. Where I don't know whether I'm going to stick the festival playlist or the Forza Fun shop vehicles in my thumbnails. I did it before, but then last week I tried it a bit differently, but the video didn't do so well, so I don't know whether my thumbnail was as effective, or whether it's just because of the video itself. I don't know, whatever. So let's go and have a look at the Buick anyway. We've gone the wrong way. Now, it's good to see the Buick again, because we haven't had two Buicks in a game since Horizon 2, so yes, we've got the GSX. Now, I have a funny feeling I know what this car's going to sound like, but hopefully, if it's how I think it's going to sound, it should be alright. I like this thing. It looks very, very, very similar to a Pontiac GCO Judge. It's very similar from the side. Definitely the front's a big difference. But yeah, I do like these a lot. If we open up all the bonnets and everything, we can have a look in the engine bay. So it's a GS455. I guess that's a 455 cc engine, or cubic inch, or whatever it is in America. It's got a stage 1 on there. I don't know what that means. I don't know whether that's stage 1 air filters or whether it's just it's the stage 1 engine rather than there might be different power levels. I'm not quite sure. It's quite exposed. You can see the nice red engine block down there, which is nice to see. Got some gold pulleys and chrome head covers. Lovely. That to me over there looks like a brake servo in a chromy metal polished metal color, which is nice. Engine bay looks good. I like engine bays like that, nice and exposed. Get to see all the mechanicals. In the boot here, we've got this ginormous, typically American boot. Absolutely huge. He's got the spare wheel in it. It's not underneath, it's to the side, which is very familiar with American cars. Ginormous boot, excellent to see. It's also got, yeah, quite a lot of Pontiac from the back end here. It kind of reminds me, if you've ever played GTA 5, it does remind me a lot of the Dukes, the Imponti Dukes off of that game. Very much. Anyway, that's completely irrelevant. So let's go and have a look at the interior instead. Come on, there we go. Nice. I don't know whether that's just my brightness on my screen has gone a bit weird. It seems, for me, I don't think it's reflecting that on the video, but for me, on my screen, the brightness is a bit bright, so some greys are looking like, well, some blacks are looking like greys, but this definitely looks more grey on the door cards, unfortunately. Whether that's original or not, I'm not sure, but I'm not convinced that is original. Because as you know, they do, for some reason, add sort of grey interiors when the interior is meant to be black. I don't like that very much, but I hope that's how it's meant to look. And apart from that, it looks alright. I can't seem to see a gear stick anyway. There's not a 3 on a tree or anything like that, is it? Because is that the gear? Yeah, it is, isn't it? That is the gear selector. It's like a big handle. I think I can see park, reverse, neutral, drive there. So it is an automatic, which is kind of unfortunate, but never mind. I do love the bonnet rev counter over there. That's brilliant. Now, they did have this in the AMC Rebel, the machine that was called, that was in Horizon 3. And the development team of Forza was saying, oh yes, I love the way how it's got the rev counter on the bonnet and all that sort of thing. But then the AMC machine had that, but then they got rid of it for some reason. So, don't know why that is. I do like the wood trim in that interior as well. Very nice. Judging by what I remember from Horizon 2, I don't think there's going to be many paint options. There's white and yellow. Oh yeah, white and yellow. I was correct. Definitely white, I think. You may have noticed I've changed my gamer pick as well, if you're observant enough. Customization-wise, let's have a look and see what we got here. Any visual stuff. A bit more than I thought. We've got the chin spoiler down the bottom there, and that's pretty typical. Then we've got this like dragster whale tail sort of thing. It's not a whale tail, that's on a Porsche. Duck tail, that's the one. And then you got it without the spoiler, which actually looks alright, but it looks a bit better with the spoiler, I think. Or the wing. The bonnet wise, we've got this like big ass ram hood, right? And this one intake for the supercharger, I can imagine, if they had one. So yeah, there's a little bit more customization than what we've had recently, but there's not dramatic. There's no body kits or anything like that. So next stage is go and give it a drive before we try out the IE, which I'm sure everyone's looking forward to. There we go, that's the engine sound. It's pretty much exactly how I was expecting it, to be honest. It's actually alright. It's the first car I've driven since probably the Chevelle from a couple of weeks ago that actually sounds good. It's not very unique, other cars do sound like this, but it's a relevant noise. It's not a horrible noise, it doesn't have a horrible crackle noise. It sounds good. Well done, Turn 10. You've on Playground Games. You've actually given a car a decent sound. I think engine sounds and general game sound makes up a game so well. I was playing Call of Duty World War II the other day, and the sounds of that game, the explosions, the screaming, and the intensity of the sounds makes it sound dramatic and makes it feel dramatic. Like there was the Battle of the Bulge, I think it was the mission I was doing, where you have to fly the Thunderbolt, and your actors, you do a bit of shooting down the bottom, then you call in for air support, and you can fly the Thunderbolt around. And some bits are a bit stupid, like when you shoot down the Messerschmitts, they spin around and blow up in mid-air, which is a bit pathetic. But apart from that, it's not a bad mission. And the sounds, all the aircraft blowing up and crashing, and the gunshots, and the general chaos of war was reflected in the sounds, and it made the game feel so good. Although they did have the Hollywood bits in it which ruined it, but the sounds themselves are really good. The same goes for racing games. So for me, I played Horizon 3 a couple of days ago, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it because all the cars actually sounded really good. I was driving the E36 M3, I was driving the E46 M3, the E92 M3, and all of them sounded better than it does in this game. Admittedly, the E36 sound in this is a decent sound, but it's not right. It's not very realistic enough. It sounds like, well, for me, it sounds like it's been straight pipes, which is wrong. It shouldn't sound straight pipes. But for once, we're driving a car now that actually sounds alright. I let go of the accelerator, yeah, it's got a little bit of crackle every now and again, but that's fine. That's the kind of thing we need in this. We need a smooth noise where it's a smooth engine noise, sounds good, and it's got a crackle every now and again. Unlike some cars in this game, like the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento, for example, doesn't sound quite as good as it does in Horizon 3, but it still has that essence of sound, nice smooth engine noise. But then when you let go of the accelerator, as Carnage16 calls it, he says it sounds like Donald Duck has been rammed into the exhaust. And it does. You just let go of the accelerator, and you coast, and it just makes this horrible crackling noise. It's horrid. It's just disgusting. So yeah, that's one thing, and then the other thing is when you're at low revs and a decently high gear, not really high gear, but like you're cruising really. The E39 M5, some other cars like similar kind of things that have been given new sounds, don't sound smooth enough. They just sound very lumpy, like they for some reason have a mechanical manual choke and hasn't been choked properly, and it just sounds really odd and not. It just sounds horrible. Where in Horizon 3, it's pinpoint. Admittedly, I am boasting Horizon 3, and there were a few cars that sounded wrong, like the Ford F-150 Raptor and that sort of thing. But as I've said before, I may have said it in a video, I may have said it to my friends or whatever. For every one good sound, well, every repaired sound in Horizon 4, you can think of 4 ruined cars from Horizon 3, if that makes sense. Like, for every new sound you get in this game that fixes a car, there's 4 cars that have been ruined in comparison. So, like the F12 Ferrari, that sounds amazing in this game. But then the Enzo sounds crap. The 575 Maranello sounds crap. The GTC GT4 C Lusso thing sounds crap. The LaFerrari sounds crap. The FXX sounds crap. So already that's all these cars I can think of that sound crap, that sounded good in Horizon 3. I know the GTC4 wasn't in Horizon 3, but it's still a sound that should have had the F12 sound on it, but it doesn't. It has some other, how the Enzo should have sounded with Donald Duck in the exhaust. So yeah, I don't understand the car sounds in this game. One thing I will quickly mention, only a couple of minutes ago from when I'm making this video, Turn 10 on Playground Games have actually put up a tweet saying, how would you describe this game in 3 words? And what I put was, fantastic game, ruined. I agree, this game is fantastic. As we said, every week we're coming back to the game, we've got new cars, we've got the Apollo IE. I keep calling it a Gunput because I'm used to, I've always loved it as a Gunput. I love the Gunput Apollo S. That's been one of my favourite cars. So I'm just used to calling it an Apollo. So we're getting new cars every week, but they're ruined by the car sounds. If the car sounds were like in Horizon 3, I wouldn't be complaining. And we're about to find out the car sound of the Intensa Imozione, which is, I know it's bad. But yeah, let's go and have a look. Hopefully we'll be able to change the colour of this. This isn't my favourite colour. But I know you can get one with black wheels and in a carbon paintwork like it is now, and with like red trim instead of gold in certain areas. Anyway, so let's open this up. Got some amazing looking doors. Can we open the boot up in any way? And the bonnet, you can't have a look at this glorious engine. No. This car actually has a Ferrari F12 engine that has been heavily modified. If you ever heard the sound of this thing in real life, it is amazing. I keep rewatching videos of it because it just sounded so good. I have a feeling, and I have evidence to say that doesn't sound good. It sounds like it would if you've never heard one before, but yeah, we'll find out in a minute. Going into the interior, we have a very mad looking interior. Got some like Formula 1 GT racer steering wheel with all the buttons on the steering wheel, which is quite impractical. And you got the indicators on the steering wheel like a Ferrari or a Huracan, Lamborghini. You got they're not really seats; they're just cushions attached to carbon fiber like a Sesto Elemento. And actually, the Apollo S did the same thing. They were just like little padded cushions. So yeah, let's go and have a look at the customization and the colours and see what's happened. What was that say on the wheel there? BBS forged. Apollo. I don't know what it says up there. Is it IE? No, it can't be. That's like JU or something. I can't. It's probably upside down. Well, it might be MC. Anyway, so let's go and have a look at the paints and see what we got. I'll be surprised if we can change it. Oh, we can. We can change it. Yes. Now that is black, isn't it? Yes, that has to happen. I have to have it in black. That looks so good. Thank you. I was really expecting that you weren't going to paint it. I wasn't so fond of the purple. I've never been quite fond of it since I've seen it. But the black, oh, yes. Perfect. Black with cream / white interior. I love bright interiors like that. So definitely reflecting off black paintwork. Customization wise, I can imagine it's not going to be brilliant. But we can find out anyways. No, can't even customize the exterior. Never mind, let's just go and find out how it sounds, and I know it sounds rubbish, so prepare for me to rant. Well, there's the car sound. Are you disappointed? Because I sure am. That's for sure. This car looks completely insane. It is a fantastic thing to drive already. I'm just by whizzing around these corners. It's fantastic. So much grip. But it's ruined by this freaking car sound. I mean, come on. Yes, I did not say earlier it has a Ferrari F12 engine, but then it has been really heavily modified with these crazy triangle exhausts. Are they triangle? They're more triangle. It's got more like quadrant. I don't know. Anyway, very angular exhaust. Let's just say it's a very angular car. Which these crazy exhausts and the heavily modified engine will make it sound completely different. As by pure proof on YouTube, it does not sound like this. This sound actually sounds excellent on a Ferrari F12, Ferrari FF, the Ferrari 812, and the Ferrari GTC 4 Lusso, but not this. I know it's got the same engine, so if you've never heard one of these things in your life, this is the sound you'd put on it. It makes sense, I know. This is why I'm not particularly cross, but I am at the same time. I know it makes sense. It's got the same engine, but I mean, it doesn't sound like this in real life. If you don't know what it sounds like, put it in on YouTube. There's plenty of videos out there showing you what this thing sounds like, and it's amazing. Which this definitely isn't. If we jump in first person, whoa, okay, that's a crazy ass dashboard. I was wondering if it was going to be crazy or not. I like the way that the gear number is in like a target. It's like a crosshair. That's awesome. It's got a speed. I think that's in miles an hour. I'm not quite sure. I've no idea what these bars are all about. Whoa. Must be just a rev counter. Well, you got one. I got a roundel rev counter, and you got the bar rev counter. So there we go. There's the Apollo Intensa Imozione, I think is how you pronounce it. Emozioni. I don't know how to pronounce. Don't really know how to pronounce it, but there we go. That's that anyway. An amazing car, ruined. It looks completely insane. In real life, it sounds beautiful. The performance of the car is really good. Like, just by whizzing around that country lane there, it's fantastic. But as you know, ruined by the car sound. Completely ruined. So yeah, that is literally my overview of this game. This is a pure example of this game. This is literally the metaphor of the game. Crazy looks, great performance, ruined by the sound. That is literally, yeah. As I mentioned earlier, engine sounds are so important for me, especially when playing Forza. Admittedly, I played Need for Speed Payback the other day, and the car sounds are alright. There's some cars that sound a bit rubbish, like the Lamborghini Huracan. That sounds really weird. It sounds like the Gallardo from Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005. So it does sound wrong, but I didn't complain a lot about that because it's not what I perceive from the game. I perceive like police chases, good story, and customization. Car sounds kind of like evolving around the game. Where Forza, on the other hand, my perceived value, the reason why I came to Forza was for the cars, the car sounds, and the graphics. The car sounds are shite in this game. The physics are alright. The graphics are beautiful. As I mentioned before, they are a tad oversaturated. Like if you look at Drive Club, for example, that looks photorealistic, where this looks photorealistic plus, where they've kind of added a bit too much colour. Makes it look a little bit too much like, I don't know, like some kind of magical place or a postcard or something. And then the car list themselves, well, look at this. I'm sitting there in an Apollo IE. That's it's a pretty good car list. You get the Jaguar C-Type, for example. That's a rare car. You never see that in every other game. There's loads of rare cars in this game which are great to drive, but are ruined by the car sound. And that's like 1/3 of the game, of what I came here for. Ruined. I know it's not 2/3, but that 1/3 is so critical. So I don't know. It has annoyed me a lot, these car sounds. And I today had just bought myself the Crew 2 because this game was so crap. The Crew 2 is an online only game which I detest. I freaking hate online games because you lose your total control of your game. Like I come home and I'm like, yeah, let's go and play the Crew. The servers are down for maintenance. Like it completely, I lose control of the game. Like in 5 years' time, perhaps the servers might be shut down. They might just say, right, we're gonna stop in the servers for this game. That's it. Bang, you lost your game. Where in this, on the other hand, you don't. Like if they shut down the servers, who cares? Like you can play around in these cars as much as you bloody want. But I had to buy the Crew 2 because I can't play this because I get too angry. Every time I drive a car, it's like, oh, it sounded better in Horizon 3. Oh, it sounded better in Horizon 3. Oh, that sounds crap. Oh, that sounds rubbish. Why does it have Donald Duck in the exhaust? So, these are the things that have ruined the game for me. And that's why I put amazing game or fantastic game ruined on that tweet that Playground Games sent out the other day. Anyway, that's enough ranting and raving about this game. The two cars we won today, fantastic. I'm glad we won these cars. They're not stupid in any way. We've got the Apollo IE, which is probably the first racing game to actually have this car in it. I can't think of any other racing game that officially had it without mods. It's a great car to drive. It really is. It's crazy looks, good handling, shit noise. The Buick GSX, on the other hand, great looking car. Not stupid in any way. Great to drive. Brilliant. So there we go. There we go. All done and dusted. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully see you later.